know, nonstop Vikings talk. It's Purple Daily on Score North and ScoreNorth.com. Purple Daily, presented by Surly Brewing Company.
But we got a team in here. And this is like a chant. Now every time I beer, we gotta score. Let's go. Let's go.
There it is.
I love that.
There it is. 4-question Friday here. I'm going to do it like the Four Horsemen for all you wrestling fans out there. Ric Flair.
Football.
Judd, do you know the
going
other
to
three
4,
members
4,
of the
4.
Four Horsemen?
Well, there's been many iterations of the
That's
Four
true,
Horsemen.
but the original core four.
No, not unless we're talking about the football. No, I don't. No idea.
You know Arn Anderson?
Arn Anderson, right? Double A?
No.
No.
Chest hair?
I wouldn't
Chest
lie.
hair? Okay. I feel like if Judd had a favorite wrestler, I almost feel like it would be Arn Anderson, like a very workman's like guy.
I still have my guy though.
Easily.
My guy, George the Animal Steel.
Really, the guy who would eat turnbuckles
And he had
creep
hair
on Miss Elizabeth
and he had hair
everywhere but his head.
Yes, George was my guy.
That's why you identify.
George Steele.
I did go to a WWE thing on a Sunday night in like '85 at the Met. I did go to that.
Oh,
And
awesome.
George Steele would have been right at his peak
would've.
around that.
Yeah,
time.
because I think he was there, and I remember it because Brunansky and Herbeck were coming back from like Cleveland, and they went to their seats in like I don't know halfway through. They got back, raced to the Met, and like were walked in because Herbeck, I think it was Herbeck, Brunansky, and Gaetti loved wrestling.
Wow.
Like they were
Old
huge. They were huge fans. But I think that's the last event. I think that's the last wrestling thing I've been to.
Got to get you to watch a little AEW Rampage
Right.
here on this Friday night as they look to take down the overlap 30 minutes of SmackDown. But that's for that's for when Declan and I launch our
That's
wrestling
me and Phil.
podcast here at some
That's me and
point.
Phil.
Which you had at one time.
Let us know. Yeah, well, we were doing. Yeah, we did special
Love it.
WrestleMania reviews on Mackie and Judd. So this is Purple Daily, presented by Surly Brewing Company. Phil Mackey, Judd Zulgad, executive producer Declan Goff. It's the most entertainment you're going to find in the Vikings content sphere on a daily basis, and we just want one thing: we want the Vikings to win a Super Bowl before we die. It's quite simple. And if you're watching us on a TCL TV, thank you. They support us, so you support them, you support us. And they've got a new lineup of award-winning TVs delivering the most entertainment with stunning resolution at an affordable cost. Enjoy more of the things you love with TCL. Are you ready? Are you ready?
Let's do this.
Question number 1, and this is inspired from loyal listener Jay, and he brought this up on the Mackie and Judd edition of Write That Down this week. Would you consider trading Dalvin Cook at some point in the next 6 to 12 months? His cap number goes up from $5 million to $12 million starting next year, and then it keeps going up after that. I believe his 2022 salary becomes fully guaranteed on the third day of the 2022 league year.
Yep.
Some of these cap sites say the Vikings would still be on the hook for like $9 million or $10 million in dead cap next year, because they did pay him a signing bonus that I think you're on the hook for that signing bonus for sure, which is like $9 million if you were to cut him, so or trade him. But you could still save some money, I guess, with Alex Madison playing well. Dalvin's banged up. I mean, could you sell high if you feel like he's just not going to ever be healthy? What are your thoughts? Jay brought up the question. I figure let's have a discussion. A lot of people have seen how well Madison plays, and what do you guys think?
He's not. So Madison's not Dalvin, but I would absolutely entertain this. Now, the cap hit does hurt, and that might preclude it. But I love the idea, and here's why. If you're going to change coaches, as valuable as Cook is and as good as Cook is, if you're going to get an offensive guy, I don't think he's going to come in and be like, I hope we have a running back eating a hole in our salary cap. Like, that's not how football works now.
Sure.
You can find guys who might not be Dalvin Cook, but who can be very good. And more importantly, who don't get paid as much to the cap. So I think the fact that you would take such a cap hit might preclude this entirely. But if things continue to trend the way that they are for this franchise, which to me means that there's probably going to almost certainly be a coaching change after 2021, I'm 1,000% in on the thought of going in a different direction for the greater good of where this is going. Gets Dalvin Cook flat out for how much he doesn't play. He doesn't play enough. Great talent, but because he doesn't play enough, he, to me, is an issue with what you would want to do on your spending and offensively, how you construct your team.
And the games played are one thing. Like he doesn't miss a ton of games, but he's banged up a lot, right? Like
he does miss a lot. Like in the big picture, it's starting to, it's 2 here, 4 there. That's a lot. And
like he played in a game with a bad ankle. Was it last week or a couple weeks ago? Whenever it was,
2 weeks ago.
And this week he's questionable, but he's probably gonna give it a shot. So he'll play. But So Dex, what about you? What consideration would you give to trading Dalvin Cook here in the near future?
So if they get an offensive coach here, I actually disagree with Judd. I think he'd be salivating having Dalvin Cook in the backfield because Dalvin Cook is a special player and is a much better player than Alexander Mattison. Now, if we want to have the conversation of should you be paying a running back top dollar for a guy that only plays 13, 14 games a year, completely different conversation because to Zimmer's point about going into tendencies, like Alexander Mattison touched the ball 33 times against Seattle. He touched it 33 times against Detroit. He's going to have his running back touch the ball 33 times or so. But if you put an offensive guru in to maybe not necessarily have him have this fixed number of 30 touches a game, but to maximize his skill set, if you have an offensive coach that wants and sees Dalvin Cook, he's going to want to use him in his offense. So trading him, I think, is tricky with his salary. But if you get the right offensive-minded coach in here, I think he's going to be extremely happy to have a running back like Dalvin Cook and would be reluctant to move him just because he makes a lot of money.
So I'm going to split the difference between you guys a little bit here and say that I think anybody would love to have Dalvin Cook as a weapon because like Declan said, he's incredible. But I think if you were to ask an offensive-minded coach like a Sean McVay or somebody, hey, in order of priorities, what positions do you need? They'd say, well, I need a quarterback that can just command everything. And ideally someone with some escapability, somebody that plays well against pressure, like just a great leader. So that's the first thing. Then I need 5 really good offensive linemen, or at least above average offensive linemen, and a couple great weapons on the edge, maybe even 3. And then running back. Like I think running back would be like of the 11 guys on offense, I really think, not that it's irrelevant, but I think you would probably look to have other things in place. And I guess my general stance on this is the Vikings have built their offenses mostly around running backs for like 15 years. Even going back to 2006 when they signed Chester Taylor as a free agent. Or was it a trade? I think it was a free agent signing.
Free agent.
And they made him a 1,000-yard back, and then they drafted Adrian Peterson. It's like, so, again, there's been a couple pockets where, like, Teddy Bridgewater got to do his thing with Matt Asiata as the running back, so it's not every year for 15 years. But for the better part of 15 years, the Vikings have catered to Chester Taylor, Adrian Peterson, and Dalvin Cook. Yep. And where has it gotten them? Like they've oftentimes been paying these guys big money, right? Like Dalvin's about to get into that $12 million cap hit.
Absolutely.
And Adrian was making like $14 million to the cap 10 years ago.
Yep.
He made twice as much money as the second highest paid running back, and it was fun. Like he's going to go in the Ring of Honor. He's a Hall of Famer. Dalvin Cook, maybe the same thing, Ring of Honor guy. But like, it's kind of it kind of all feeds into this gravitational pull toward 9 wins when you are that running back centric, right?
Yeah, and you also, like, the one thing that we can't ignore is the time missed. Peterson had, if you look, for the most part, during his period here of greatness, too, which was extended, Peterson was pretty damn durable. Like he tore his bleeping ACL and came back the next year. Yeah. I'm with Dex on Dex's point if Dalvin can play a lot, but he's never going to. Like we've just gotten to the point, and with a running back, this is not going to magically improve. Like at that position, if you get hurt, you get hurt. So it's not going to, I don't think we're going to get to 2022 and be like 17 games played. Look at that, you doubters. Yeah. I think that we have to accept that he's a marvelously talented, has multiple skills running back, but availability is the absolute key here. And how am I paying a guy that much when he is not available enough? And Phil, to go back to what you said, because you're right, like that Cleveland game, he might as well sat out.
Yeah.
So he played, but
he probably hurt the offense. Yeah.
It's
and it's not like, and I love Dalvin Cook, and I loved watching Adrian Peterson, but it's not about having the shiniest toys. It's about building the best team and putting the best strategy behind whatever whatever works in modern day football. And it was maybe different 10 years ago. Like, I don't think you should ever spend top dollar on a running back, as great as some of them might be, until you've got other things shored up. Like, until your offensive line is perfectly honed for a pocket passing quarterback. Probably shouldn't spend $12 million a year on a running back, right? Like, you're going to need a new center after this year. And you got to find that money somewhere. And just a couple more things to consider here. And just to answer the question, I would explore it. If somebody could get me a first or a second round pick, I don't think teams are trading first round picks for running backs anymore. But like, if somebody wanted to give me a second round pick, I would say thank you so much for being one of the most fun players to watch in Vikings history. But got to do the prudent thing here and move on. Last year, here are the teams that spent the most money on running backs. The Texans, the Cowboys, the Giants, the Cardinals, the Panthers, the Broncos. All of them missed the playoffs. This year, the Titans, the Giants, the Broncos, the Bengals are spending the most money on running backs.
Yep.
The Titans might make the playoffs. They're not a Super Bowl team. The other three teams, the Bengals might make these are not Super Bowl contending teams, though.
Yep.
Right?
And Barkley's hurt a ton.
Yep.
Saquon's hurt a ton. Same thing.
The Vikings, meanwhile, if you look at the last 10 years, they've actually been really good at just finding running backs in the second, third, fourth rounds. They say, well, what if you move off Dalvin? Well, yeah, but you found Dalvin in the second round. You found Jerick McKinnon was rock solid until injuries. Yeah, you found Alex Madison in the second, third round, whatever round he was drafted. So I don't know. I love Dalvin. He's so much fun to watch. But how much is he driving winning at a top level, and his price is about to go up. So.
And I don't want people to think that we're bashing him, because there's going to be a group that says, you guys typical purple daily BS.
No, this is about winning. This is about winning.
Right. But I mean, we all agree he's a great player, and if he stayed healthy, I probably would say I wouldn't trade him. No. He doesn't stay healthy. He's never going to.
Yeah. Okay, that was a deep dive there. Okay, next question.
Jay,
you like that?
Question.
You like that?
Sorry,
Good
blow
job.
your eardrums out there. All right, question number 2 here on this 4-question Friday. Give me your current NFL quarterback rankings leading up to Kirk. And if you want to give me some afterwards, I want to know, based on what you've seen so far this year, so don't worry about contracts or anything, just the quarterbacks as they sit right now in the NFL. Where would you rank Kirk? And I'll give you some context here. QBR, he's 17th. Pro Football Focus has him 4th. So there's some major dissension. And Football Outsiders splits the difference and has him 10th with their analytical ranking. So we'll start with Judd here. Give me your current NFL quarterback rankings.
Okay, I am, for the sake of this exercise, because he's hurt and out for a while, I am taking Russell Wilson out.
Me too.
Wow, really?
So I'm just going to take him out.
Yeah,
well, I'm just putting him on the shelf.
He didn't
putting him on the
die.
shelf.
He's out for a
It's
month.
current. I'm looking
it's
right
also,
at it.
It's also
Current.
he has
not
experienced football death for now.
He's
He's not a human being to me. He's a quarterback. Okay. It's football death.
Why would you not include him? He'll play in a month.
Because I'm doing current. You do you.
Yeah, you do you, man. This is
All right,
Judd and
me.
I.
Right.
Judd,
do me.
Okay, that's fine.
Judd, I'm with you.
Football death.
For
All
once.
right. My current rankings, and I did these quickly, so they might not be exactly what I think in terms of how they fall, but it's very close. Mahomes, Kyler Murray, who I've loved, and I think
second.
Yeah, Herbert third. He might be second. Brady.
Whoa. Sorry,
I love this. Great. Tom Brady's been great.
Herbert. You said Herbert's third.
Herbert. Have you seen him?
I know.
Oh my God, dude.
I thought I was high on him, and then you put him third.
Flipped.
Dude.
No, switch flipped. This is why you take the quarterback. Josh Allen fifth. Aaron Rodgers. Lamar Jackson. This might be a little high, but I still like him, and I can't stop this. I don't know why. Dak Prescott. I like Dak Prescott.
He's a good quarterback.
Currently, okay, again, the word was currently, right? Derek Carr is in my list. Joe Burrow, Ryan Tannehill, late addition, and he probably should be higher, but I just had forgotten him, so I had to pencil him in. Matthew Stafford.
Yeah.
And then, so I'm through 12 now. And then my 13th is Kirk, which is incredibly consistent. Although the names above him change, it's incredibly consistent about what I think of Kirk. And by the way, 13 in a 32 team league is not terrible, but I usually see him about 12th or 13th.
That's what's tough when his cap hits second and
Sure.
So speed through it again. So you got Justin Herbert 1, 2, and 3.
Murray, Herbert, listen, man crush in full effect.
He's
okay?
great. He's a great quarterback.
Man crush in full effect. After what he did to Cleveland, it was so impressive. Brady, Josh Allen, Aaron Rodgers, Lamar Jackson, Dak Prescott, Derek Carr, Joe Burrow, and then it probably should be at the very least Stafford, Tannehill, Kirk.
Okay. Tannehill's interesting. Ah, man, he's kind of having a weird season.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I mean, I'm putting him in the Kirk zip code.
Yep. There's
Like he's right
there's
by
like
Kirk.
it's like Kirkville.
Yeah.
You know, there's like
Kirkville.
6 or
Like,
7 guys.
it's not Edina, but it's not terrible.
It's
It's a
Richfield.
nice suburb.
It's Richfield.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, okay.
St. Louis Park. How about
I'm
that?
not
You
gonna-
want to
Yeah,
call it St. Louis Park?
It's
St. Louis
West
Park?
End. It's
Okay.
West
Yes,
End. It's
okay.
West. It's West End.
That's perfect, Dex. That's perfect.
West End.
SLP. It's nice.
Kirk's the local. All right.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yes. Great park.
Some good solid food. You know, like obviously there's
Oh, Kirk's
Great
bunnies.
there's Murray's downtown.
Kirk's
but
bunnies,
there's,
you
there's
guys.
the local.
He's bunnies.
God.
All right, Declan, what are your quarterback rankings?
Yep. I have Mahomes 1, Brady 2, Murray 3, Matt Stafford 4.
Wow, love it. He's having a good season, man.
He's having
Yeah.
a great year. I love it.
excellent.
Josh Allen 5. I have Josh Allen 5. He's balling out in Buffalo. He outdueled Mahomes. I was definitely wrong on him. A lot of people were after his rookie year. He's a great quarterback. I have Lamar Jackson 6, who could be honestly the winner of the MVP still. You could make a case he might be even the MVP right now. But I have him 6.
Good football player.
I then have Herbert 7th. So I know Herbert's having a big sophomore year. I said going into this year, I needed to see it again. I just thought the rookie year, like I didn't know.
This is Dex being like, I'm not sure I'm
You're
wrong
definitely
yet.
seeing it.
And I'm seeing it, and
New
I was
coaching
wrong.
staff, and he's still doing this.
Yeah,
too.
and he's damn good. So I'm admitting when I'm wrong. Isn't that a crazy concept? We can admit when we're wrong sometimes on this show.
When are you going to admit that you were wrong?
That's only on Wednesdays,
We're wrong all the
Declan.
time.
Stop doing
Yeah.
it on Friday.
And then I expose our tweets, on every Thursday as well. So twice a week, we literally expose our wrongness. Number 8 is Rodgers. I have Rodgers at 8. And Aaron Rodgers, I think, is still a damn good quarterback. But he's not as good as these guys in front of him. I have Dak 9, Joe Burrow 10, Derek Carr 11, Kirk 12. So I have Kirk Cousins as number 12. So 1 through 12, Mahomes, Brady, Murray, Stafford, Allen, Jackson, Herbert, Rodgers, Dak, Burrow, Carr, Cousins.
Love it. All right. I included Russell Wilson because, unlike you guys, I'm not just going to boot him from the league
dead.
because he hurt his hand.
Football dead.
Football
All
dead.
right.
His
He's
tendon's
dead to me
gone
right
from
now.
his
He's
finger.
dead. He's out of the family.
So I've got Mahomes number 1. So we all three have Mahomes number. We're not overreacting to a couple interceptions. He is still ridiculous.
Yeah.
He's number 1. I've got Tom Brady number 2. My God, he's 44 years old. Just ridiculous. Lamar Jackson number 3. Russell Wilson 4th. Kyler Murray 5th. Aaron Rodgers 6th. I love Justin Herbert. I'm gonna pump the brakes a little. I'm putting him ahead of Rodgers and Brady.
Oh, come on.
He's gonna be 7th, and I'll Judd's probably
Water's
right.
warm. Come in the pool.
He's probably headed toward top 3.
Yep.
It's his second year, and he's just carrying the franchise already. Josh Allen 8. All 8 of those guys are just absurd. Like,
Yeah, man.
think about those 8 guys: Mahomes, Brady, Jackson, Russell Wilson, Kyler Murray, Aaron Rodgers, Justin Herbert, Josh Allen.
Yep.
2 of them are just like OG Hall of Famers. The other 6 are mobile, can flush out of the pocket. They're just playing a different level of football than any other quarterback, right? Dak Prescott probably belongs in that conversation too. He's 9th. I've got Stafford 10. I kind of like that Declan put him top 5 because we're kind of seeing what Matthew Stafford with a real organization and coaching staff look like now and weapons. And I got Kirk 11th, just ahead of Burrow, Matt Ryan, Ryan Tannehill, Derek Carr, and Teddy Bridgewater, 16. I'm actually higher on Kirk than you guys. We have him 11th, 12th, and 13th. And when you
Same
really
Teddy.
lay it out this way too, it's like for people who are saying, He's like a top 5 quarterback. All right, who are you taking out of that? Who are you taking out of the top 8? Who would you take out of the top 8 at this point? Mahomes, and mine's different than yours, but like we're all kind of talking about the same guys here, right? Russell, you taking Russell Wilson out? Are you going to take Kyler Murray or Justin Herbert out? It's the top level quarterbacks are obscene, and the top 8 guys like 10 years ago all would have been statue pocket passers, right? And now all of them are like, just not all of them, but like a lot of them are running backs who can throw the ball 50 yards down the field. So
Absolutely.
there you go. Judd, tell the audience about how you've lost 12 pounds in like.
Yeah, I want to talk
so far?
about this. So I made my appearance at Livia Weight Control Centers yesterday and got on the scale. And in 2 weeks, thanks to the folks at Livia, I am down 12 pounds. And what it is so this is the key thing here. It's pandemic pounds, right? Like during the pandemic, you're sitting on the couch. You're like, am I going to go exercise? Can I go? Can I go out? Like, what can I do?
Or am I going to eat a bag of Cheetos?
That's exactly
Yeah.
right. Or Doritos or something like that. I'll take the Funyuns and forego the walk. Okay. So what I needed was this. I, like any great player, had to have somebody assist me. I play left wing and I score 50 goals. But what did I need? I needed an assist. Livia has done exactly that. So they have me on a program, which, by the way, I will continue to say this. The Livia program is easy to follow. So guys like me, there's a ton of guys like me. You don't want to leave your weekly appointment with a bag of like microwave meals, right? You don't want all the hassle and that. Livia doesn't do that. They've got a plan. They've got foods, but it's not a ton. And you mix that with foods that you buy, and they give you the assist to lose weight. 240 2 weeks ago. I'm into the 220s now, and I'm headed down to 200. And here is the best part. If you join now, you get the first 10 weeks for free. What you have to do this today, folks, because it feels great. Livia.com or 855-GO-LIVEA. That is Livia.com or 855-GO, GOLIVEA. Check them out. And again, the first 10 weeks for free. But I'm going to tell you right now, if I can do it, you can do it. And you feel good. I feel great.
Love
like
it.
I'm sleeping better. Energy. Like, look at me. Ton of energy.
Look at him. It's Friday. He's just a ball of.
I'm leaping out of the chair.
He's going to grab Declan. Also, hey, our friends at Moon Motorsports, 50 years as a family-owned and operated multi-line power sports dealer in Monticello. And they're offering you winter storage for your motorcycle. So, you got to find a place to put it. You can still ride in the fall, but winter's coming. And Moon Motorsports will take care of your motorcycle throughout these winter months in their safe and secure storage facility. It's a great thing. And while you're at it, maybe you want to take an interest in some of the winter mobiles, snowmobiles, ATVs. Moon Motorsports in Monticello, 50 years as a family-owned and operated multi-line power sports dealer. Let them store your motorcycle. Check them out at moonmotorsports.com or just off 94 in Monticello. All right, question number 3.
You like that? You like that?
Kirk Cousins spent a lot of time while he was mic'd up last week. NFL Films mic'd him up. I think a lot of you've probably seen it already. Spent a lot of time when he wasn't accosting his head coach excitedly after a win over the Lions, talking about Nicolas Cage movies with his teammates. Mm-hmm. If you guys were mic'd up, and I guess you are right now, what actor or actress would you ramble on about to your teammates?
Dex, go ahead.
So, can I pivot and say a comedian instead?
Sure.
Does that count?
That's fine.
I love Dave Chappelle. Dave Chappelle is the funniest man alive. If there's ever, and I don't mean to get dark, when he dies, it's going to be the celebrity death that impacts me the most.
He's getting
by far.
canceled right now.
Well, no, but here's the thing with Dave. That only fuels Dave. Like, Dave, and also, if you're really listening to what Dave is saying, because he's an incredibly smart dude. People think he's just always being funny and just trying to poke the bear. Like, Dave Chappelle is legitimately one of the smartest people on this planet. And if you're listening to what he's talking about and you're just wanting to cancel him, you are A, fueling his fire. That's only going to make him stronger. And 2, you're really not listening to his message. Dave Chappelle is the funniest guy on the planet, and I think he's one of the most intellectually smart people, too. I'd be rambling on for days, like I am right now, about Dave Chappelle.
Judd, what about you? Who would you ramble on about?
If it was an actor and I was doing what Kirk did, I would ramble on to my young teammates about my guy Keanu Reeves, because my guess is that they've seen what's his films now, Dex, his
John
series
Wick?
now. Yeah,
John Wick. Yeah.
they've probably seen those, but I would guess that there's a lot of guys that have not seen like Point Break
or Sweet November.
Yeah, and
Chick
dude,
flick.
if you haven't seen Point Break, you haven't lived life yet. And so Speed and the early Keanu catalog, which I celebrate all the time because I love it, would cause me to say, hey, look, John Wick's great, but what you got to do now is you got to go home on your off day and you got to watch Point Break from, I mean, just the whole film. Just the whole film's fantastic. It's so bad at times, it's great. I love it. I seriously would talk about Point Break.
I love it. Well, if it was a comedian, I introduced this guy to Declan a couple weeks ago. Anthony Jeselnik is my favorite
my
comedian.
God.
So I would
you didn't
talk
know about
your
Jeselnik?
Anthony
No.
Jeselnik.
Oh my God, the roast
So
stuff.
dark, dude. So dark. Yeah,
So
he's great.
good.
Dude, if you're easily offended, definitely don't watch Anthony Jeselnik
Oh,
on
God.
YouTube or Netflix. But
So
I
good.
would, because, and I haven't seen the new Bond movie yet, but I love James Bond movies. I would probably talk your ear off about like Bond rankings, either ranking the movies or ranking the Bonds.
Yeah.
I'm going to rank the Bonds right now for you, actually. I think Daniel Craig is number one.
Yeah, man.
He is incredible. He's just brought a new flavor to Bond. He's funny, but he's
Not the
also a
GOAT.
badass. Sean Connery,
Not the GOAT. Yeah.
rest in peace.
The GOAT.
I think we got to slide Sean Connery into
Is
that
Connery
second
dead?
slot now. Didn't
Is
he
Sean
die?
Connery dead, dude?
I think he's dead.
No, he's not. Oh, he died. He died,
died?
almost
Okay.
a year ago.
Yeah,
Nice
I
work,
was going to
Joe.
say. I thought he died. Okay.
Oh, I didn't know he died. Oh, that's
Go
sad.
to aretheydeadyet.com if you ever want to confirm.
Dead or Canadian?
There's that too. Then I'm going to go Roger Moore third, kind of the quirky Bond from the 70s and early 80s. And then Pierce Brosnan looked and felt like a Bond, but those movies were just kind of, I don't know.
Stunk.
So he was
They
fourth
stunk.
on my list. And then there's other Bonds, but those are the four main.
What happened with Pierce? Like,
He was,
why?
he was fine. I
No,
think
no, but-
it's tough when you're
Why didn't it work?
dealing with these other legendary Bonds. It's just
But he looked.
tough.
But you're right. Like, he so looked the part.
the movies were hokey. It was a lot of invisible cars and just weird
Oh, okay.
stuff. It didn't
Okay.
really make sense. So,
Gotcha.
all right, question number 4 here.
You like that?
Question number 4 is powered by our friends at Surly Brewing Company here, where I think we
Oh.
can all agree, win or lose, Surly is your friend
Dex-
on football Sundays.
Can I get the full screen for just 1 second?
Sure.
Because,
absolutely.
folks, I am a NASCAR driver today. Check it out. The Surly
Oh, wow,
Brewing
look at you.
hoodie.
I thought you were going to show us like a Surly tattoo there or something.
Not just that. Check this out. The hat. And now you're asking me, Judd, where'd you get this stuff? Where'd it come from? I'm going to tell you right now. The brew hall, the brew pub, open for business. But yes, if you are going to be watching, well, heck, hockey tonight, football on Saturday, Vikings on Sunday, make sure that you do what my friend Chip Scoggins did yesterday, which was as soon as he got done with Purple Access, hopped in his car, got to the liquor store and picked up his Surly for the weekend. Why? Because it's the best beer around. It is it's the IPA that is the best in town. Surly or whatever Surly beer you enjoy is perfect with sports. And go to the brew hall and pick up one. These are nice hoodies.
I like it.
These are
I like it.
incredibly comfortable, especially for a fall. So anyway, Surly.
Love it. All right, my would you rather question of the week for you guys here is question number 4. Would you rather live in a world where you dance instead of walk or sing instead of talk?
Didn't we do this one?
No, we have not done this one yet.
I'm going to go with sing instead of talk because I love to make
Oh,
up songs.
God.
So and I can't dance. So
I swear we've done this.
This is simple for me. I am going singing, and in fact, I will sing
We
right
talked
now
about your hate for musicals.
to say that
Well,
my choice is to sing because I can't dance worth a thing. I'm singing right now on Purple Daily somehow.
Oh my God.
it's a perfect segue. Yeah, there's no chance I'm living in a world of singing because I despise musicals. So and just be able to dance, like really, really well like that. I would interpret it that everyone
you don't have
can
to dance.
really
You don't
well.
have to dance well, but like you have to
can't dance.
It would take some cardio because every time you move
Sure.
around, like you gotta ramp up the heart
See,
rate.
this would be just good for the world's health. Everyone would be moving. We would be
That's
probably
where
less
I'm at
fat
with
and
this.
stuff. Like, yeah, I'll do a world of dancing. That sounds great to me.
I think I would probably choose the dancing. Just and plus you wouldn't look as weird if everybody's doing it. But I don't think that's a prerequisite. I think you have to dance while everyone else walks, so you'd still look weird or sound weird.
So
compared to
singing
the rest
is
of the population.
so the rest of the world wouldn't be singing. Just I would be.
Just you would be. Yeah.
Even better.
Okay.
Oh, God.
We're wrapping it up right
Oh,
now.
my God.
I think like if it was just like NFL music, I would probably choose singing. Like if it was,
You know what? Next week,
go to the grocery store, get some more toothpaste.
2 pounds of turkey. I'm considering singing keys next week.
No, actually, we're
I'll
not.
just
Please
sing
don't.
keys.
No.
Well,
Production meeting? No, you're not.
It's the bye week, you guys.
No.
I was joking. Come on.
No.
It wouldn't
Well,
be
I'm
bad.
not on the show next week, so yeah,
Definitely
maybe
not doing
go
that.
for it.
We gotta
Something
figure
happen?
that out. Yeah.
Yeah.
Got called into someone's.
No, have you not seen Declan's 3 emails about going on vacation during bye week?
Yeah. I'll be gone. I'll still be gone.
Write this down. Judd still sends me 3 evening Judd videos when I'm on vacation in Chicago.
Well, you can post them from Chicago.
He's going to know I'm going to be at a bar stool in Chicago. And
Just
he's sending me
post
some-
them.
Hey, can you post this quick?
I can't post
Thanks.
it because
Hey, can you retweet my column?
yeah.
Thanks.
Hey, my scoop. My scoop.
That's hilarious. All right.
Yeah, go.
That's a wrap here on Purple Daily, presented by Surly Brewing Company. Your 4-question Friday. Don't forget Vikings Vent Line right after Panthers Vikings finish up on Sunday. The most fan-friendly show in Minnesota sports. We'll see you guys later. Purple Daily.